Ever wonder which SUVs are really trustworthy enough for mechanics to operate on their own, not those they only repair for other people, but those they store in their own garages? Here's the twist. You can own all 9 of the used SUVs that actual technicians recommend today for less than $12,000. Yes, trustworthy cars that are authorized by mechanics and won't break the bank. These are not only wise purchases, they are insider selections made by experts who understand what is durable, what breaks, and what is worth every cent. Let's get started. Starting with the Toyota RAV4, notably the 2006-2012 versions, is a familiar car to the mechanic. This little SUV is now the car that mechanics nearly always mention when you ask them what they drive on a short budget. For what reason? For it is the car counterpart of a golden retriever, devoted, laid back, and not prone to tantrums. During this time period, the RAV4 was equipped with either a robust 4-cylinder engine or a surprisingly powerful V6 that could hustle and haul when necessary. Economy of fuel? In general, you could expect between 24 and 28 miles per gallon depending on the engine. There's little upkeep required and components are readily accessible and reasonably priced. Because I didn't want to see my daughter at the shop, I purchased a 2008 RAV4 for her, as one technician said on Reddit. The inside isn't going to win any design prizes, but it's practical, roomy, and durable. The safety scores were also good. It will probably outlast the majority of its rivals, and you can easily find one in good condition for less than $12,000 today. And what's the next SUV planned? Mechanics are aware of this sleeper option, which most people ignore. Next on the list is the Honda CR-V. This SUV is essentially the Swiss Army knife of used cars, especially for the second and third versions, because of their common-sense engineering. Mechanics adore them. These cars' 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine is renowned for logging well over 200,000 miles with only regular oil changes and a little care. Furthermore, the CR-V, in spite of its age, provides a remarkably smooth ride in a cabin that is so useful that it will make your back hurt during lengthy trips. The overall fuel economy remains at around 25 miles per gallon. And what about the resale value? Remaining stable even after more than 10 years of travel. That's the point, one technician explained. But it's boring. There should be no surprises. I just want to go to work and back. For less than $12,000, the CR-V is a straightforward option that just keeps going. However, you may be surprised by the following selection if you're searching for something with a little more American muscle. Ford Escapes, especially those from 2008 to 2012, provide some vintage American toughness. Some people may be surprised by this, but only if you haven't peered beneath the hood. For the straightforward reason of simple repairs and inexpensive components, skilled mechanics who are familiar with domestic cars often rely on the Escape. Although it isn't very ostentatious, the 4-cylinder engine is robust and quite straightforward. No too complex jargon. Another undiscovered treasure is the hybrid version from this period. In the city, it gets about 35 miles per gallon, which is excellent for an SUV of its size. It's quite calm to drive, and the inside is refreshingly simple with hefty controls, a useful layout, and good visibility as well. I have owned 3 Escapes over the years, a technician said on a Ford forum. I still drive my 209 hybrid every day, and the only things I've changed are the tires and the brakes. For less than $12,000, it's not the most expensive option, but the Escape is a good option if you want something that's affordable to buy, simple to repair, and effective. What about the next one? That's not something you hear every day. It blends Japanese dependability with German engineering. Before we continue, just a little question: where are you viewing from? In the comments, mention your city, and if you've ever had a car that just wouldn't die, press the like button. Let's discuss the Lexus RX, namely the second-generation model that was produced between 2004 and 2009. Although most people wouldn't anticipate a luxury SUV to be included on a mechanic's trusted list, this one does. The charm of a Toyota is hidden under the wood finish and luxurious leather trim. A smooth V6 engine that is renowned for its dependability powers the RX 330 and subsequently the RX 350. Set it and forget it is how mechanics often refer to them. Cars just need to maintain their basic upkeep. And these things may easily go over 200,000 miles. Fuel efficiency is between 21 and 24 miles per gallon. And the ride quality is as smooth, quiet, and pleasant as you would expect from a Lexus. Even now, the inside seems luxurious and is filled with amenities that were innovative for their day. It's like driving a sofa with a PhD in engineering, as one technician described it. Clean samples are available for less than 12 grand, and to be honest, it seems like you're abusing the system. However, the next SUV will deliver old-school ruggedness and rough capabilities that mechanics much like, so don't get too comfortable. It is followed by the Toyota 4Runner, especially the 4th generation between 2003 and 2009. Talking to mechanics who like hitting the trails will make this one obvious. It has a sturdy V6 or a grunty V8 engine that can pull almost anything you throw at it, and it's constructed like a tank and sits on a truck-based chassis. Granted, the fuel efficiency isn't very impressive, roughly 17 to 20 miles per gallon, but it doesn't mean that people purchase 4Runners. They purchase them because they are durable and resilient, unlike many other cars. The reason mechanics like them is because they are over-engineered in the best conceivable manner, including electronics that are delightfully analog and a suspension setup that just won't quit. You want something that will last till the end of time, said a longtime Toyota technician. Get a 4Runner, they are respected and they cost less than $12,000, even with their considerable mileage. You can discover one that has been well maintained and has a great deal of life remaining, but you may need to do some digging. Now, the following suggestion is a great option if you're still looking for something that's mechanic approved but a little more city friendly. Now let's continue with a choice that is safe, little, and very underappreciated. The Hyundai Tucson, particularly between 2010 and 2015. This generation of the Tucson altered the game, even if Hyundai may not have the finest reputation in the past. Previously disapproving mechanics are now the ones who suggest and often drive Korean cars. These versions have unusually long-lasting 2.0-liter and 2.4-liter engines that can easily surpass 150,000 miles without any issues as long as the oils are replaced on a regular basis. The Tucson's fuel efficiency is between 23 and 26 miles per gallon, and its handling is precise enough for city driving without becoming unsteady while traveling on the highway. Inside, it's practical, clean, and doesn't break like some of its rivals in this price range. According to one technician, I purchased a 2011 Tucson as a backup car and now drive it every day since it's so convenient. There are several good possibilities under $12,000, particularly from individual vendors. However, a car that combines comfort and functionality so flawlessly that even luxury manufacturers should be alarmed is coming up next. Introducing the Subaru Forester, especially the third-generation model that ran from 2009 to 2013. Mechanics in colder areas often drive themselves and swear by this kind of SUV. For what reason? Easy. A reputation for long-lasting engines, standard all-wheel drive, and a riding height that can handle snowbanks with ease. Subaru's 2.5-liter Boxer engine is unique to the brand, and despite its lack of power, it offers a good mix of performance and efficiency, with a fuel economy of between 24 to 27 miles per gallon. Perfect for families, dog owners, or anybody who detests blind spots. The interior is roomy and practical with excellent visibility. They still purchase them even if technicians advise you to watch out for oil consumption problems in higher mileage models, since, once fixed, the Forester becomes one of the most dependable and seasonally appropriate second-hand SUVs available. As one Vermont mechanic put it, half the shop drives Subarus. We drive them, trust them, and mend them. Are you prepared to try something new? Here's a rare instance when a premium emblem actually makes owning it simpler rather than more difficult. The Acura MDX is next, particularly the 2007-2013 variants. One of the few luxury SUVs that mechanics not only accept but rather advocate is this one. For what reason? Because good old Honda engineering is doing the hard lifting underneath the fancy emblem and technical amenities. Although it does need a timing belt repair after 100,000 miles, most technicians consider it to be a minor cost considering the exceptional durability of the 3.7-liter V6 engine. This SUV feels tight and secure in every situation thanks to Acura's super handling all-wheel drive technology, the SHOD system. It's also surprisingly agile for a three-row SUV. Although the combined fuel efficiency is around 20 miles per gallon, the combination of comfort, dependability, and technology is what really wins here. I've had my 2009 MDX for more than 10 years, one store owner noted. I have it only because I never had a reason to give it up. One with decent mileage around $12,000 is readily found, and it will feel like you spent much more. However, the last SUV on our list may be the most slept on of them all, so don't leave. Completing the list, particularly the normally aspirated 2010-2012 Mazda CX-7 models. To answer your question, sure, there were problems with the older turbo versions, but no technician would use a 10-foot wrench on them. However, with the subsequent non-turbo models, Mazda subtly addressed a lot of it, which is why this SUV deserves its position. Other durable Mazda and Ford cars use the same 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, which technicians value for its ease of maintenance. Strong performance, precise driving, and an unexpectedly athletic feel for a low-cost SUV are all features it offers. Even though the interior is basic, it seems more luxurious than others in this price category, and you can expect to get between 22 and 28 miles per gallon depending on your driving habits. In plain terms, one technician on a Mazda forum said, "Once I realized how easy it was to work on, the CX-7 became my daily drive, no drama." If you discover a used SUV with a decent service history, it's one of the best kept secrets in the used SUV market, and it costs less than $12,000. And that's all. 9 SUVs that are driven by technicians themselves rather than merely being recommended. These pictures aren't just hype, they're supported by years of real-world dependability, late-night diagnoses, and broken teeth. Which SUV would you trust to be in your garage now that it's your turn? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Click the like button if you gained any new knowledge, and remember to subscribe for daily updates on more straightforward automotive advice.